Yes.
Oh, okay.
Hey guys.
Thank you.
Those who are watching and those who watch the recording, welcome. We're going to get started in just a few minutes. Waiting for some more people to get here. So I just wanted to get the link started so nobody wasn't worried about things. We can wait a few minutes, y'all, if you want.
You're live right now?
Yes. So make sure it's got my good side.
And did you leave it back here in case someone shows up and needs it? Okay. Someone got really quiet. We're like, let's be quiet.
I know, right? I mean, if you want, we can get started. I just think that, hey, let me give you a hug. It's so good to see you. I'm glad you're here. We can just kind of wait a minute if you want to wait and see if other people are going to.
Is the link already?
Yeah, I just went live on here, so anybody who's clicked on the link, it should be working there.
Nice. Are you coming up here?
What do y'all think? Wait a few minutes or just go jump in?
Wendy's.
What? Who?
Wendy.
Which one?
Or Wendy. So thanks for being putting my second job this month. Thanks.
Shive? It's amazing.
No secret. That's why you got it. I thought you were secret. No, I'm not. No secret.
You know, I was surprised this time not to have anyone say I was never my kids.
I had a couple, but I said I didn't know. Because I didn't know where we were going to be. So,
By 8.
yeah, okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I mean, I told Katie Rader she could bring hers and then for an hour.
Yeah. Are we waiting on anybody that we know of, or should we just jump in? I know a couple people that are running late. So, but who's that? Kelly's. I know Kelly's running late. So.
She's watching.
Okay, good. Well, I know we've got a lot of people tuning in, so I mean, I'm ready to jump in if y'all are. So. Okay. All right.
A little mommy cut top.
Thanks.
Is it live right now?
Yes. So nobody say anything you don't want recorded, because it's recording.
Nice girl. You're back.
Although they can only see me, so they might not know who said it. So I should have a recognizable voice.
Crystal, is that amazing?
Oh, good. Lisa is. Hey guys. Good. I'm so glad so many of you guys are tuning in. That's awesome. Good. I mean, they can listen. And this keeps. I'm trying to. Sorry, keep fiddling with this, guys. I don't want to keep going dark. There. Why does it keep doing that? If I need more light. Hey, Colleen, can you help hold this with me? Because I keep going in the dark.
What do you
And
want me to do?
it's highlighting behind me instead of.
Pull it this way towards me?
Yeah, if you could, please.
Wait, it's not gonna go. It's got things. I think it's got a tie somewhere. It won't go. There's holes in this.
Oh, you're right. It can't go that way. It has to go that way.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna pull this back then.
I'm so excited. Yeah.
I'm like, the deal is it's bedtime right now, or you can play inside for quiet time. But really, now let them stay up if they're good. We'll see.
Showing up on Friday. Right.
Right.
Yes, for me,
results.
very, very, that's the only thing I can.
Well, you know what though? Honestly, you're on the same schedule as everyone else at work. So if you still get up earlier, do your morning post, do your lunch post, and then after work, you're doing the same time schedule as the majority of people that work. So I mean, that's not really that bad, you know? A lot of times I'll be in lunch hour, I'm like, oh crap, I can't get back to work. I should have said something. Welcome to training.
I don't need to make a great entrance. Okay. Y'all ready?
So much green right now.
I know. I love it. I love it. You guys are ready? Are you guys ready?
Ready.
Okay. First thing I wanted to do tonight, a couple of you are aware, I wanted to touch, this thing would stay on, touch base. There's been some changes. Company, I think everybody has kind of been aware of what's going on. If you're not, then I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I do think it needs to be addressed. Some people have had some concerns, certain people leaving the company, moving on to things, and I kind of wanted to talk about that for a minute. I think my favorite thing so far, sorry if I keep messing with this, it keeps going like back of the house. It needs to be, I don't know why it's doing that, but that's okay. I think my favorite thing so far, those of you who, I think it was It Works You that Mark quoted, the great quote about talking about all great bodies of water, how it needs water flowing in and out. That was at the U, right? Yeah. For those of you guys who are there. What a phenomenal quote. It makes so much sense. I mean, he's just a fantastic human. We're lucky to have him as our boss. But what a great and wise thing to say, because it's so much truth behind that in so many aspects. So absolutely agree with what he said as far as that is true. Any great body of water, you need things flowing in and out. Raise your hand if you've lost a distributor. You know, I mean, see, you're not alone. It happens. It's just a part of the business, but we need that. And sometimes we kind of forget that we need that in our business, you know, because we want everybody to come in and we're like a family. We want everybody to stay. So it's hard when that water kind of goes back out to tide or whatnot, you know, but we need that. And we need to keep in mind that we need that. And instead of focusing on the water that's constantly, you know, running out, we should be focusing on the water coming in. You know, God directs the waves. God directs who is going out of our business and who is coming back in. So we need to not worry about things so much. I also want to talk about, I'm going to try to move this. Right there, perfect. Okay.
Oh, great.
Smile.
Look at that. Let's just turn it this way. There you go. So let's talk about planting seeds. So you guys have heard us talk about planting seeds before, but normally when we talk about planting seeds, we're referring to, you know, when you plant seeds, talking to potentials, right? But planting seeds is really grounded around our words, right? The words that we use when we talk to people is planting a seed. We don't realize sometimes that all of our words, whether it's talking to potentials or not, are always planting seeds. You've heard of sticks and stones will break your bones, but words will never hurt me, which is crap. I think we all know that, right? Words are very powerful. You know, words, you're constantly planting seeds, whether you realize it or not. And the thing with words is that like a seed, it can sprout roots, right? The words that you say. So the words that you speak or even words that you write out, it doesn't matter. They grow roots. They also can have a ripple effect. You know, when you toss a pebble into the water and it ripples out. Roots do just exactly the same thing. So it's just kind of like the laws of the universe. You know, I'm really big on law of attraction. So laws of the universe, it's the same thing. Law of gravity doesn't care if you're a good person or not. If you step off Casey's roof, you're going to fall, right? I was a good person. It doesn't matter. So law of gravity. It's the same thing with your words. It does not matter if your words are truthful, if your words are untruthful, if your words are kind or hurtful. They are still to plant roots. It doesn't matter. It's the same principle. So that's something that I think everybody needs to take in mind when you're speaking. Regardless if this is business related. We're kind of focusing on business right now because that's why we're here. But specifically business related or not, you know, you need to keep that in mind when you're speaking, but also when you're listening too. So think about that. You hear something. It could be something very negative, just like with social media can be used to spread negativity or positivity. You read a quote, whether that is a negative quote that sits with you and festers within you, or a positive quote that sits within you and makes you feel good, it's planting roots either way, right? Those roots are getting into, you read something that's got a negative undertone and those roots just start growing. Each root is representative of more thoughts and more things, and they're normally negative. It's a negative thing. If it's a good positive thing, you start thinking more positive things and it grows roots that are good and positive that stick with you. So be aware of that, you know, and tying this in with people that are leaving the company and leaving the business and whatnot. I know a lot of people have left and have had things to say. Some people wrote things out. Some people did videos, stuff like that. You need to understand something that goes, like I said, in with the, people coming in and out of the business, is that people who tend to leave, and again, this is my opinion. I've been in this for 4.5 years. I've seen a lot of people come and go, a lot of different ranks. And I think it's more specifically shocking and surprising to us when you're looking at somebody who's the rank of diamond or above. A diamond, a double, a triple, a presidential, an ambassador, because when you reach diamond, that's when it's considered the leadership level and the good money. So when you see people leaving that, it's like, why? I've been working so hard to get to that, and you've got what I want so bad. Why would you leave that? We don't understand. Here's the thing. People that tend to leave, regardless of their rank, how long they've been in the business, whatever, are the people who are looking left and right. You've heard Mark tell us, put your head down and your blinders on. And that's why. But here's the thing, is that people who look left and right, and there's nothing wrong with that, because everybody's on their own different journey, but that's their journey. You cannot let somebody else's journey affect your journey and the path that you decide to work on. So Casey's my enroller and my leader. If Casey's looking left and right, and Casey decides to leave the business, it might be sad, because me and Casey were friends before the business, and I love that she got me into this, and I always tell her that I'm her Denise Walsh to her Cammie Dempsey, but it'd make me sad, but I would not stop dreaming, and I wouldn't be like, wow, Casey got me into this and she quit, so I'm going to quit. I wouldn't do that, because I didn't sign up for Casey. At the beginning, I did because I knew it would be benefiting her rather than taking business away from her, and that was a big thing to me. And Casey is on my dream board, for those of you who don't know, but she's a piece of my puzzle. She's not the end all be all. Nobody should be your, and she knows that. Yeah, she does. Nobody should be your end all be all, right? So Amaryllis and Betty, Stephanie Dunn enrolled you guys. If she walked away, wouldn't it be devastating? I mean, #1 incomer, your personal enroller, but you would, yeah, right. I mean, it's like you wouldn't quit because you didn't sign up because it was her. Hey, welcome. Come on, sit down. Find a seat. Make yourself comfortable. We're live streaming, so don't say anything you don't want anybody else to hear. Come on and sit down. But again, that's the thing, is that the thing with people that are looking left and right, and they're always going to be coming in and out of businesses, and that's their journey. Like I said, the big thing is that they're looking left and right because they're watching a dollar sign. 9 times out of 10, that's what people are doing. And from the people I've seen recently leave the business are the ones who are watching that dollar sign. They're chasing the spotlight. It's like a carrot on a stick. I'm sure you've seen that representation before. They get the donkey to walk because they put the carrot on the stick. And that's what they're going towards. There's nothing wrong with that. If people are chasing a dollar sign, okay, that's their journey. If that's your journey, okay, it's not my journey, but if that's their journey, your journey, it doesn't matter. It's their journey. They're going to look left and right. And again, it has nothing to do with you. You should have your head down and your blinders on. My head is down and my blinders on. I don't care who leaves this company or for what reasons or whatever, because money's great, but I'm not chasing the dollar sign. And if you want to have longevity in any company or any business or anything, it doesn't matter. It doesn't just revolve around it works. It matters if anything. Then you should have more of a purpose than just that dollar sign. But a lot of people are attracted to that because we've got a hot product, because we've got a phenomenal compensation plan, because you can get rich quick. People are attracted to that who are attracted to that dollar sign. And they might stick around for a couple years. And once that stops happening or something else bright and shiny over here pops up, that's where they're going to go, because they're always looking left and right. And that's okay, because that's their journey, like I said. What somebody's lifetime rank is, whatever rank they were, it was their lifetime rank. It doesn't matter, because that's just the thing. A rank is just a thing. It does not determine a leader. I think it was Mark or Pam or somebody wrote the other day about we haven't lost any leaders, that we've only lost earners. Right, there you go. We haven't lost leaders, we've lost earners. So true. So don't look at it that way.
It doesn't matter what the rank was anyway. They might not have been at that rank when they left.
Right. I didn't want to get into that, but I think we all kind of know that. People can achieve a rank. You could be ranked at Ambassador Diamond and getting paid as an executive, but Ambassador Diamond is always your lifetime rank. Once you achieve that rank, you did. That's your rank. You don't lose rank, you lose your paid as. So don't look at somebody as a presidential diamond leaving the company and, oh my gosh, they were bringing in $16,000. Probably not. Because again, They're looking for that dollar sign. I don't know. I'm not getting their paychecks. I just know what I've seen over the past 4.5 years. And the people that typically tend to leave are the ones that are doing that. And again, it goes back to that's okay because it's their journey. Let them go. We will keep the Stephanie and Joel Dunns. We'll keep the Ashley Sinclairs. We'll keep the Melody McFarlands. And if you ask me, those are probably the most phenomenal people because of what's in here more than what's in their wallet. Right.
The grass is pretty green on our side of the fence.
Yeah, you know, our grass is pretty
we are the
green.
greenest
Exactly. Yeah. We've got pretty green grass. So I just wanted to start off by saying that. Don't allow words to take root in your heart. Don't allow someone's path changing to affect yours. Because we are seriously in the right place at the right time. I mean, we've got the right product, but are you in love with this product? You got to be in love with it. And especially if you're on my team, I've said that a million times, rap until you fall in love with it. It took me 4 raps. It takes some people 16. It doesn't matter. But if what you're chasing is that dollar sign on the stick, then just don't expect to be here for a long time. You know, if you're even, you know, when that dollar sign goes away, because for me, it's about the love of the products, not so much the money, which is great that you get paid for having fun and doing something that you love. But that's what keeps me in this forever. That's why I will never go anywhere. Regardless if I'm on the 5-6 year plan to get to ambassador, it doesn't matter at this point because I love the friendships, the fun, and the freedom, not just the finances. I love the products and what it's done for me and what I can offer to other people. I'm not going to find that anywhere else. And no matter, like Betty said, I mean, we have some pretty green grass, y'all. So don't let somebody else's words take root in your heart and change your direction of your path. Think about that. Think about it as planting a seed and a root coming up over in front of your path and stopping you. Don't let that happen. Step over it. Huh? Take care of your grass.
Grass is greener where you water.
That's exactly right. It is. It just is. So I want to make sure that I wanted to get into, I think, my other notes after this. Okay. I was listening to a phenomenal audio on my trip down here from Success from Home magazine. I had the CD and I was driving. I'm going to put this in and listen to it. And it was fantastic. And I heard this amazing story from these the people who created the, I think it's called the, I wrote it down, Eclipse bar. I think it's called Eclipse or something else. It's a meal replacement energy bar kind of thing. I think it's called Eclipse. I can't remember. But anyway, the guy was really great to listen to. Him and the people who started this company were like multimillionaires or whatever of some kind of a technology company. And while they had all this money, they weren't happy. They really wanted to do something that they felt good about. And they were really concerned with the, you know, weight epidemic and all that stuff. And they wanted to do something to change that. And it didn't, again, money doesn't make for happiness. Perfect example. And they said that, yeah, everybody thought we were crazy from walking away from what's hot and sexy right now, which is technology, to something like huge competition base and something that, you know, might just completely make us fall flat on our face. But it wasn't about that. It was about that that's where their passion was. But yes, this is where their passion comes from. And I wrote down, well, I didn't write because I was driving. I voice audioed a couple things that really stood out to me. And one of those things he said was that you have got to believe so much in the mission and the value of what you're doing. And I thought that's so true. You have to believe in the mission of what you're doing. It's got to be more than chasing that dollar sign around. You've got to have value on the mission that you're going for. Their value was not to be millionaires. Their value was to help people's nutrition. And now we can kind of relate to that, being that we're in a health and wellness industry. We can absolutely relate to that. You've got to have value on your mission. Your why is your mission. It's got to have a good value. When you don't have that, then you don't have anything. And that just really stood out to me. And then I was really disappointed because I stopped at a gas station. I was like, I'm going to think, I mean, I just had to sit and listen for 20 minutes of how much thought they put into this and how they took out high fructose corn syrup. And, you know, the machines were specifically made for that as an additive and how all these healthy ingredients mattered. And I just bought it and that one looks good. And I get in the car and take a bite and it tastes like I bit into a sweet and low packet. Turn around, friggin' sucralose on the thing. I was like, no. Sorry, I know y'all appreciate that. I just don't like artificial sweeteners. Quest, that's what it was. It was Quest. And I was like, here y'all got me all, and they have stevia in there too. It was way too much. It was too sweet. I was so disappointed. But I still loved what they had to say, and I loved their passion, and I loved the things I got out of listening to that audio. And again, like I said, coming from somebody who talked about walking away from millions of dollars to go towards what they're passionate about. And sometimes people walk away because of that reason too. And again, that's okay because it's their journey. But again, I wanted it to come back to the fact that I hope that every single one of you takes more love and appreciation for our company's products and the people who run the company, more so than just what you can make with the company. And your vision needs to be mission-based. You need to have a mission with your vision. I just really liked that saying. Another thing that he brought up was, to know if you realize, and I don't know if you guys want to realize this or not, that success is individual.
Yeah.
Success is absolutely individual. So what success for me does not mean the same thing as success for Colleen. Success for Colleen is not the same thing as success for Crystal. Somebody might just sign up as a distributor and make an extra $100 a month, and that to them is successful. Somebody else might want to be bringing in 30 grand a month and be ambassador, and that's success for them. Success might be paying for their auto shipment, but success is individual. So we can't put so much, focus around that, not realizing that it's all completely individual. So don't forget about that. You can't sit and say, I'm not successful. Who are you comparing yourself to? It should be individual. It should be what's in here that it comes from. So I thought that was a really powerful quote. I have a couple of other quotes I'll come back to later, I think, because I really want to get into tonight, specifically focusing on getting our fires relit. Who in here has been through a funk? And some of you guys are really new, and that's okay. You will encounter one if you haven't already, because we all go through them. Myself included. So I did these notes a couple weeks ago on my individual team training. I think a couple of you guys were on there, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but I didn't get it recorded. We were trying to get it recorded, and I couldn't. And I was going to record it, and I thought, let's just do this in an in-person meeting, because I love seeing you guys anyway. And I just really wanted to go over it more because I thought it was really good. I have a question for you guys. Who motivates you? Studies, right? Every single one of you should be pointing to yourself. You motivate you. Motivation comes from within. You cannot look to your leader or anybody else for motivation. You can look to them for inspiration, not motivation. And there is a big difference, okay? That's why the company or anybody in any field that has anything to do, not just network marketing, but kind of entrepreneurship, the importance of having a dream board. That's why they push that so bad, because you have got to have a constant visual reminder of what your motivation is. I can't come to Rebecca's house and make her dream board. You know what I mean? Because what motivates me does not necessarily motivate her. That has to come from within. You cannot look up to and expect them to motivate you. They can inspire. Do not look for motivation unless you're looking inside of yourself. Dream boards are a whole other topic. We're not going to get onto that tonight. When your fire burns out, and it's a matter of when, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So at some point, and again, regardless of rank, somebody's fires just kind of start to fizzle out. And I was thinking about that, and I'm just like, why do our fires burn out? Because it's happened to me more than once, and you always get it relit. But why? Why do they burn out? That's what I want to talk about tonight. Goals absolutely make a difference in your motivation. So when you first got started, because we've all invested the same $99, you had some goals. When you were like, I'm going to invest $99 into this business, you had a goal in mind, and you had a reason for doing that. It's all individual. I don't know why I said or a goal. You have a goal or a goal. I don't know what I was thinking. More than likely that goal was probably oriented around money or a certain rank, right? Raise your hand if your goal when you first got started was because you saw, a amount of money you could make a month. That's okay, y'all. Raise your hand. Be proud of that. Almost everybody starts for that reason, because you saw that rank list and monthly income chart, and you were like, I want that. It's based around a dollar sign, or it's based around a rank. That's pretty much why everybody starts off. Something caught your ay with that. Well, that too, yeah.
If you're a bit.
Well, especially then. But a lot of people are, even those who aren't can still get, you know how it is. So you start working your business because you want to make money, or you want to reach that rank. So like a lot of people right now who are starting, they want to go Ruby and get that rank and the money, When you don't reach that goal, that's probably one of the first things the fire starts to turn more into a smolder than that exciting blaze when you first got started, right? I missed my mark. Fire goes pretty much, like dumping water on it. Then the work that you have to do to reach those goals starts to feel more like burdens and obstacles rather than fun and friendship, which is what this is supposed to feel like. Then you want to add life into that, whether you are married or have kids or you're single, go to school, work a full-time job. It's all life. Life starts happening. Then your smolder just basically goes into nothing. Some smoke coming up off the ground, right? Disappointments happen, like people not supporting you. I'm going to start this business and all my friends are going to back me up completely. All my family is going to join me, right? So when that doesn't happen, it becomes a disappointment. Disappointments happen. People not supporting you. Or you message everybody in your friends list and nobody returns your messages. It's disappointing. People start canceling their orders. You know, your first month you signed up 6 customers. And after 3 months, they start canceling their orders. Then maybe you enrolled a couple distributors and they start quitting on you.
Or never start.
Or never, yeah, right. Once again, these things go against your goal, your initial goal, which was to reach a rank or make money, because that's going to make your commission check drop and that's going to make you lose rank. So of course your fire is going to burn out. Why would it not? You know, there's always going to be disappointments, so you got to get used to it. And for those of you who are really new, same thing. This is phenomenal and amazing and wonderful. It's life-changing, but be prepared. Disappointments are going to happen because it's life. You know, it is character building because we were put here to grow as individuals. Again, not just with It Works, but in life in general. We were meant to grow. And what do you think happens if you sit and only good things happen and you're comfortable all the time and you never push yourself? Are you going to grow? No. Growing happens when things happen to you, some that are pleasant, some that are unpleasant. Success happens through failure, all those things. But we're not always really brought up and raised to think that way or realize those things. Right. It's everything is supposed to be, you know, going down the candy cane lane or whatever, you know, and like all sunshine and rainbows, as some would say. And that's just not the case. So, you know, your fire burns out, you start getting disappointed. We talk a lot about funks and how to get over them, but we never really focus, like I said, on why we get in the funks in the first place, and how to get your excitement back. So I'm just going to go through a couple reasons of why we lose our fire and get into a funk. The first one I want to talk about is when you focus on your rank only. When we focus only on having a certain rank, we stop dreaming. So how many of you guys had, mine was like hitting diamond was the big thing when I got started. And then my biggest goal was triple, which took me over 3 years to achieve. But that was my goal, was the rank. It was the rank, all the shiny paycheck and the leadership and everything that came along with the rank of diamond. Rank, rank, rank. We all focused around the rank. So we stopped dreaming. We have that one and only goal, and then we want it on our time. So you get the time frame to make a rank and get a bonus, right? We want to do it on that time frame, on our time frame. Then we start to compare ourselves to others who reach that goal and reach that rank before we do. Then you start playing the comparison game. And then comparison starts to set in, and when we're only focused on the rank, we start to lose sight of our why, because you're focusing on your rank, not your why, not your goal, not the reason why you want to do this. You stop having fun, because it's not fun to miss out on our goals. If you've had a goal that you missed with It Works, raise your hand. I'm raising mine high because I've missed pretty much every single goal I set for myself, okay? Seriously, again, you're not alone on missing goals. It happens to every single person. And that's not fun. And it's also not fun to watch others achieve those ranks. I had to watch others start way after me, reach ranks way before me that I busted my butt to. Some reached them effortlessly, or what it seemed to be in me. You know, watching them, it seemed like effortless. And that's tough. It's a struggle because you're happy for people, but at the same time, then you start to, like I said, play the comparison game, and it's like, well, I deserve it more, or I worked harder than them, or, you know, what do they got that I don't? Why is it so easy for them when I just, you know, work so hard and blah, 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 blah. What are you doing? And then we talked earlier about words sprouting roots. Those words that you've just spoken that were negative start sprouting roots inside of you. Each one of those roots. Yeah, please.
I just want to add to that.
Yeah.
And we can all attest that Facebook, Instagram, all the social media is a highlight reel. Okay. So I occasionally will post something that I feel is somewhat, I don't want to say negative, but relatable, because I want people to know that I'm a real person and I can't be 100% positive all of the time. But, you know, comparison is the thief of joy, and oftentimes, hello, oh, we're a little angle.
Everybody adjust yourselves. Get your good lighting. Get your good side.
Just make sure that when you are looking at other people's lives from what you see, yes, they might be promoting. You could see that someone's enrolling a customer sometimes until I see the actual email. I don't know if it's for real or not.
Yeah.
People can put stuff out there all of the time, and you really don't know what's going on behind closed doors. So, you know, as much as you want to, I know this is hard, but if you feel yourself kind of comparing more than you are succeeding in your own lives, stop going on and scrolling through your Facebook. If you have to, don't unfriend. I feel like that's such a harsh thing in today's world. But, you know, hide them from your news feed. Don't allow yourself to watch someone else. Every time you see them, instead of being excited and happy for them, it's like stealing a part of you away, and you're just watching them and you're thinking, well, what are they doing different than what I am? How come they're succeeding and I am not? Stop focusing on them, because I guarantee you they're doing the exact same things that you should be doing anyways, and you're not. You're just watching them do it. And you don't see what's going on behind closed doors. When someone puts on their Facebook page that they are a presidential or an ambassador or a triple or whatever, it doesn't mean that forever they are that rank. They might go through those times too, but they need to put on a good face for their teams. So at the same time, you have to give them grace, because that is what they're supposed to be doing, is putting out positive into the world. And, you know, it's hard when we come across those posts that are negative all of the time. But we don't want the positive to bring us negativity either. So if you need to hide them, but just know that behind closed doors, y'all, you don't know what goes on. Someone might seem like they're taking selfies nonstop with their husbands and they have this perfect marriage, but you don't know what leads up to that selfie. You might be, come on, you gotta take this picture. I want to take a fucking picture. Take one. You gotta look happy for this. So, you know, we just never know. And you're over there like, oh, I have the perfect marriage.
I
And
would
it's so
just say sometimes
epic. But I'm just saying, like, it's not always what it appears to be. And that goes for magazines, that goes for whatever. So don't allow yourself and your business to suffer because you're looking at a photo, looking at a post, and then playing the whole before and the whole after that surrounds that, which is usually unlikely to what you are imagining. So focus on yours, though. And, you know, sometimes we say to post, you know, even when you're not feeling it, right? We don't just call people in 9-to-5s or whatever. If you have a job, you can't just call out when you don't feel like it, right? You go. So we're still going to post when we don't feel like it. So someone might be even looking at you thinking that you have the perfect life. So just kind of keep that in mind. We're out there to spread positivity, but don't compare and don't feel like they have something that you don't, because you have every opportunity to have what they have or what you feel that they may have.
Yeah, and that's what the comparison game is dangerous. You know, it's a comparison game can be dangerous. But also too, the root of the problem is that we're only concerned with ourselves. Like Casey was saying, perfect example. We're looking at them. They have this, they have that. What about me? What about me? Me. They're concerned only with themselves. And that happens and it takes over. It doesn't make you a bad person. It's just what happens sometimes. The rank that we want, they've got it. The life that, like she said, the marriage or whatever, you know, they have, that's what we want. The paycheck that comes along with that rank, we want that. And then we start to convince ourselves that we care, but we actually don't enjoy the journey of helping our customers, you know, achieve their health and wellness goals. We just want a new customer for volume purposes. I sign up this person and put them in this box, and I need to get 2 customers under them to get the bonus, and then they need to be at this volume. And when you start focusing on that, that's when you stop becoming a good consultant with your customers. And that's why your customers are going to drop off, because you're not concerning yourself with going back to why you're enrolling them for their goals and what their needs are. We don't really care about the distributors replacing in a box and what their goals are. We just know that we need them to fill a spot. You know, pressure's on when those bonuses come along and you need to make that rank and you've got 12 spots to fill and you need to get them in here. And again, and that's not fun. It's not fun to be so focused on the chart and everything else. Hey, Come on in and sit down. We're recording live.
We're all watching.
And we're all watching you. We're recording live. Don't say anything you don't want to be on recorded. It's already that. So, you know, again, we're not focusing on what we need to be focusing on, which is being a servant leader, is customers and their goals and your distributors and their whys. There's so much more to this business than your rank. And I think we lose sight of that sometimes when so much, and ranks are great and paychecks are exciting and it's all wonderful and it's, you know, a lot of benefits come with stuff. So you should have a goal, but that shouldn't be your only main focus and the only reason you're doing that. You know, there's more to rank than just a title and a paycheck. There's a lot of fun in promoting, but you've got to enjoy the journey of promoting. Enjoy it. You're going to get so much more out of it, of spending time with the people you're bringing in, spending time with your customers. I started off as a customer before I became a distributor. Who else was a loyal customer first? Look at that. How many loyal customers become distributors? A good percentage. So, but if you don't care about your customers and you don't, they're probably just going to cancel after 3 months or stop returning your messages because you're not doing it for the right purpose. Even if you tell yourself you are. You can sit and tell yourself all day long that you care. You really don't. Just be honest with yourself. Other thing we do, the wrong things, right? Comparison game, we talked about that. A lot of us think that we have to know everything about every product. Greens, you know.
Who's a green here?
Crystal's a kind of a green. No, you're a red.
Oh, trust me, I know. I realize now I know nothing.
You're so funny. I've got a bit of green in me. I just like to know.
She's like, I think I should try that. She's like, but if I like prenatals, and I was like, no. We have a lot of biotin in it. I was like, but you know, it's because
I've heard the word biotin a few times.
I was
Yeah.
like, damn, I'm so much better. I'm like, that's true.
I know, because you have time to think about what it is.
Yeah. But we get so, I mean, but the people who get like, yeah, the people who get so focused on that, you know what I mean? Like they will sign up. They won't talk to somebody for 3 or 4 months because heaven forbid they get asked a question that they don't know. They've got to know everything before they can answer that question. But that's what Dr. Dawn is for. We're not paid to be doctors or product experts. That's not what we're paid for.
Honestly,
You know.
I stayed away from these kind of companies just for that reason because I thought you did have to know everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you're talking to someone and you overload them with all this scientific stuff, you could turn someone away thinking,
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
I want to do this business, but there's no way I'm going to invest that much time
Yeah.
in knowing these ingredients.
Yeah, I asked Casey. Casey probably would have thought I was a green because immediately I was like, how long does this work? Why does this work? How long is, what really makes it work? Why? And so I wanted to know I wanted to know like, well, how long does it last? Because we were looking at tummy tucks and so I'm just like, is this going to be able to really replace this? How long is this going to work? Why does it work? Why? I was asking all the questions. I like to know just because not because I like to sound like I know it all and spout it all off. I like to know for my own, like, I just like to be in the know. Just for my own, I just like to know.
I just feel
Right.
red knowledge is power.
Yeah. I just like to know, just to know. But then when people started asking me questions, I started putting out, I mean, if I look back at my old messages when I got started too, it'd be like 3 paragraphs of the wrap and why it worked and how it worked. Because I wanted to know that. I assumed everybody else wanted to know that. But again.
I just told them I'd be happy to send you a list of ingredients.
Right. I mean, and the products speak for themselves. And that's the big thing. You know, if we focus on, like I said, again, stop looking left and right. And some people are more product knowledgeable than you are. Who cares? Everything is at your fingertips. Everything is there in your eSuite. People can ask questions, ingredient lists, stuff like that. It's all there. You don't have to have it up here. It's all there for when you need it. Put your head down again and your blinders on. We focus on control and can sometimes get caught up in management mode and don't even realize that's what we're doing. You know, we only focus on who's not doing what instead of focusing on who is and our own steps to success. So that's another thing that we have a problem with too. Hey, Kelly, you made it. I'm glad we didn't wait for you to get started. Just kidding. I'm glad you're here. So anyway, like I was saying, you can, end up getting yourself in management mode and not realizing it because like I've been in a lot of management positions work-wise, and being a manager and a leader is totally different. But again, we're not really taught in school or anything like that what being a leader is, other than the person who speaks up and takes over. You're taught, you're more like a dictator. You're not really taught what being a manager is all, about compared to being a leader. So you've got to just stick with your basics
you know, we start focusing. And again, I say this because I'm so guilty of it. You start worrying about everybody who's left your business and what's happened. You stop worrying about who's still here. When Casey went diamond, her whole entire team fell apart except for me and Stephanie. She could have sat and like, oh my gosh, woe is me. There goes my whole team. I'm just going to quit. Instead, she realized I have Nina and I have Stephanie, and we are still here, you know, 4 years later. And granted, going to conference is what really opened up her eyes for that. Seeing me and Stephanie, you know, be so passionate about this made her realize, wow, this isn't just all about me. This is about my team and their whys and their reasons for doing this. It gave her more of a, I'm sure it was hard to see everybody quit and leave.
Oh yeah.
But instead, yeah. She was considering quitting too and just letting it all fade out. But, you know, again, going back to seeing, you know, me and Stephanie focusing on us rather than the 20-something, 30-something other people who left, she focused on the 2 who didn't.
Would you say that prepared you for the rest of your business?
Yes. Well, here's the thing, though. No matter what, and I don't want to make this like a negative speech, but no matter how many people quit, and no matter what rank you are, if you have so much heart in this business, thank you, sweetie. No matter what, it's beautiful. It's not going to get, thank you, but it's not going to get any easier. So as much as I'd like to say, yes, you know, after that, I realized that, you know, forever I'm going to be positive. It doesn't matter. But the thing is that Nina knows, and most of you know, I didn't enter this business for a bunch of money. So the money isn't really it, it's the people within it. So when the people go, I have a big heart, and it really does. It affects me, and I try to say, oh, it doesn't really bother me. I'm just focused on those who want it. But we all kind of, I want to say most of us all kind of battle with that in our own minds. Like, oh, this person went. I really love them. I cared about them. I spent so much time with them, and now they're gone. So what does that mean? You know?
Yeah.
So then it happened, and my volume was low. My paychecks were low, and it would have been so easy to leave. But I stuck with it, and even 4 years later, I still go through those moments where I'm like, gosh, these people are quitting. But then it's almost a little bit, it's like God's accountability for me to have the people here still, because I'm like, it's even harder to walk away now. I've got these people that look up to me, and the money's even more than it was. It's insane. My husband thinks I'm crazy for ever having these thoughts, but he's a red. At first, he's like, you lose money, you quit. And I was like, you're making money, you are not quitting. There's no way. You are not allowed. But I do get down. But, you know, what it did show me is that no matter what, if you push through, I say the road to success isn't paved with sunshine and rainbows. There are a lot of speed bumps and there's red lights. And you're going to get to red lights all of the time. But eventually they turn green. Isn't that so funny that we're mostly green? But they're going to turn green, but so often people see that red light and they just stop. They're done. They can't see past it. But that light's going to turn green again, and if you're here for it, it's an amazing ride, right? It's crazy. You're driving this crazy car, this green car that's going to hit red lights and speed bumps. But if you get past it, you know, it showed me that quitting is not an option, and that when I don't quit, even when things are so bad, there's so much good that comes after it, and that's going to continue to build each year. It's not going to get any easier when it happens, you know, but it's going to get better with each year that you keep going. And, you know, it's not just, you know, those who, what is that? Those who wish, what is it? Those who work for it. What is the quote there?
Don't wish for it, work for it.
Don't wish for it, work for it, or don't ever quit. It's not just quitting. You can't just sit there and be behind a computer. You actually have to work your business to see results. So
yeah,
it did. That's a good question. I hope that made some type of
no,
sense.
it did. And I've also forgot to mention that Casey's people that quit were her emerald and her ruby. It wasn't like, you know, somebody lost rank or me and Stephanie were like building. She lost her emerald and her ruby and had enough volume to keep maintaining. But I mean, it's like she lost her promoting leadership legs. And again, we, you know, like I said, it goes kind of back to what I was talking about with this particular thing on focusing on the wrong thing and getting distracted, because again, it goes back to they're leaving me. They left my team. They left this. What am I going to do? How am I going to promote next without them? Rather than saying, body of water is, God is pushing them out and more water is going to come in, and we got to put, again, blinders on and head down. If you're blinders, and it's hard, you have to practice at it because you're human and you're going to hurt and be sad when these, what we consider family members, do decide to leave. But
that's why this company is so great, y'all,
Yeah.
because it's going to bring in the right type of people. The people that aren't the right type, they're going to leave and it's going to hurt.
and sometimes the people who are not the right ones will bring in the right ones.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like sometimes
exactly.
that
Oh my
happens
gosh,
too.
please
So
don't ever feel like anyone's a waste if they're not excited or whatever. Bring them in anyways, because you just never know. But the great thing about this company is that it's all about selflessness, and that is a huge. I mean, that's personal growth in a nutshell. Being in this business will teach you to think a lot less of yourself and a lot more of others. So they say it's a blessing to give, not just to receive. And here we don't want to just get. So when you were saying, like, sometimes we tend to focus on ourselves. My paycheck's down, my volume's down, my customers, my distributors, my. But it needs to be about them. And the moment that you switch it from what you're getting out of it to helping your team, that's when things start to make a turnaround. So it is going to weed people out that they can't get past themselves. They can't get past the idea of just them and not being about everyone else. And you'll have your phases.
It's a good
Right.
point that it may not be the person that you bring in, but who they bring in. Because none of the top line of my people when I went down are still active.
Mhm.
None of them. It was the ones who hung in after that. I lost almost everybody.
Mhm.
But the ones who came in under them, those are the ones who became my leaders. Yeah. And they're all still here.
And you got to think about how many years it's taken for those leaders to get in here, and they wouldn't be here if you had given up and quit. Because again, you put the focus on you and only you and your dreams and your goals, and you stop looking at the bigger picture, which is the people out there who need this and who might not be ready yet, and it might not be their time for another year or two, or somebody that you bring in who might leave, might bring in somebody who needed this or will take this to the next level or whatever. But that's why I said you got to stop focusing on yourself. You got to stop getting distracted with the things that will happen. People will leave your business. Customers will quit. These things are inevitable, and nobody is immune to it. It happens to everybody in the business. But you've got to always be, consistent. And I've been preaching this for 2 years, and it's great to see it being preached now. And that's, first of all, different things work for different people, hands down. But like Casey was just saying too, there's one thing that works for everybody and works all the time. Does anybody want to take guesses to what that is? Oh, come on, y'all. What are we? Rapreneurs. Getting the rap on people works every single time. And let me tell you what, the one thing that gets me out of feeling in a funk or feeling discouraged, or it doesn't matter how many people are quitting, leaving, what your rank, paycheck is, whatever, when you get the rap on people, it ignites the fire again. Because regardless of what your reason for doing this is, if it's money, you're getting $25. If it's to help people, hello, you're helping somebody. If it's to have fun, it is fun to sit down and do that. If you're green, I don't know what to tell you. But seriously, you're going to get all those things. And
actually work.
you can sit, yeah, right, exactly. You can sit and bore somebody for 45 minutes with your Dr. Don speech, right? But, but seriously, it's going to get back to all those things. Getting the rap on somebody always works. So when is the last time you rapped somebody? Who wants to be honest here? I just rapped somebody a couple days ago.
I rapped somebody today.
Good, that's awesome. How has it been? How many people has it been a long time since you've rapped somebody? Be honest. Right, so, yeah. Some people it's been months, a year. I mean, my gosh, thank you for being honest. Amarilla said it's been a year for her. I mean, Chad's back in.
I brought somebody and had my wife rap me.
Oh, there you go.
I forgot about her.
All right, well,
August 29.
how many of you guys have ever done an event before? How many of you have ever done an event? If you've ever done an event. If you're not, you're missing out. The person that I rapped a couple days ago was somebody who I met at an event. So,
Sorry, y'all. No one's in the house. Just
Oh,
my kids, so I'm gonna
okay.
go put it
All right. Oh, okay.
Find inexpensive events.
Oh yeah, the events don't have to. Yeah, I'll let her get inside. It's going to be a second. I think the kids try to lock her out of the house because they don't want to go to bed. That was funny. So events don't have to be $450. If you're looking on there, bridal expos, it costs an arm and a leg. But it's fall, y'all.
Yep.
Fall is the time that vendor events, local churches, businesses, I mean, this is the time of year for events. I've got like 3 lined up for the next month. And That is an amazing way. Get together. You guys are all, you know, local in the area. Get together with Sidelines, other team members. Get together, and if you have an expensive event and you split it, it doesn't cost very much. But the great thing about events is that you're going to fuel all the things. Same thing with events. Same thing with wrap parties. Same thing with one-on-one wrap appointments. Is that you're going to sow those needs that you need to have, which is making money, having a good time, all those things. Every wrap is your next customer distributor. You get leads. That's a great way to build your business through events and get into your cold market within an hour and a half. You can walk away with 50 new leads if you're working that event. So people are missing out. You know, when
any event too.
Huh?
It can be anything. It can be
Yeah.
a home builder show or a
Yeah,
flower
I did a flower and garden
Doesn't
show
matter.
last year, and it was awesome. It was an amazing event. I got a couple loyal customers. I sold wraps. Almost bought a flying squirrel. I mean, you know, it can be a lot of fun, you know. But that's what I mean. It's like it's a good way to get out there and meet people and all those
I had a
things.
really
So
good hint about that today. These
Yeah?
people they
Sure,
sell
sure.
clothes, but they did a flower show,
Yeah.
and they made an outfit out of flowers.
oh,
So if you can like tie in
oh, absolutely.
something from that show to what you're doing,
That's
who
really
knows?
smart.
You
That's
can
a really
have
good
mannequin
tip.
and cover it with whatever.
No, I like that.
You
That
know,
really
I
makes a
think
lot
it
of
was a really
sense.
good idea.
There is, but again, it goes back to having fun with it and getting back to the basics, y'all. We've talked about this before. I'm not going to touch on this too much, but our business is constantly doing this. We have to constantly do this. So that's why me and Melissa did our training on the changes with Facebook. And here's the reality of our business right now is that you cannot work your business the same on social media as you did a year ago, as you did 2 years ago. And what makes me frustrated, why I am such a like push so hard for belly to belly is because perfect example, I saw in another group that we were in, somebody took a screenshot of somebody who quit their team. And this is what they said. I posted all the time and never sold anything. That's what drives me nuts. And the first thing I commented was, you posted all the time, how many people did you wrap? There was a shift in our business about 2 years ago when it blew up on social media, and all of a sudden everybody stopped wrapping people. And it was like, what's going on? Well, Facebook has made changes because the reality is that people don't want to be sold. And it's not just it works. You've got Unique, you've got Beachbody, you've got Advocare, you've got Sensi, you've got a ton of wonderful network marketing companies all with the same opportunity, all looking for stay-at-home moms, all looking for people who want extra income, right? And social media is a great way to reach out to people, get in cold market, different countries, different states, people that you wouldn't have normally met. But unfortunately, it took a few very unthoughtful people to kind of ruin it for everybody. And unfortunately, Facebook is making it very difficult to promote things. That's why I said in my team page today for promoting BOGO, I said, y'all, do not share any picture that you've seen. Do not copy paste anything. Take your own original picture and post that with your wording, because you know things are not, people are getting, Colleen, didn't you have an issue with something today? Colleen tried to post something today and Facebook wouldn't let her post it because she's apparently the picture was shared too many times. That's what we're facing right now. So you can sit back and you can try to be strategic for hours, and 24 hours, 12 hours a day, whatever it is, or you can go back to basics, start wrapping people and make wrap cash and do everything at the same time. What are you doing in the meantime of sitting? There's 24 hours in the day. I love that saying. Beyonce has the same 24 hours in the day that we have. So work your business how it works for you and do what you need to do. But if you're hitting roadblocks and you're not doing things and you're not willing to change how you build on social media, why not give it a try? Why not start wrapping people? Why not get out there and do some events? Like I said, this is the time of year. And let me tell you guys too, what you do in October is what's going to get you through December. Think about it. If you enroll customers and they run an auto shipment 3 times, the people that you enroll in October are going to be October, November, December. So if you work really hard between September and October, you're going to get through the rest of this year and be good. And a lot of it, like I said, is going to come from what happens when it starts to run, your tap runs cold. You stop networking. Networking is meeting new people, however that works for you. But again, a way that always works is getting the wrap on somebody. So while you're working your business, take time away from scrolling through Facebook to go to Google and Google local events, local vendor events. And like I said, get with Sidelines, get with your downline, get with people. You don't have to have a ton of product on hand. I think it's a big mistake people make is they go to events and they think that they have to sell all this product. No, you don't. You sell wraps. You get wraps on people. And let me tell you, if you've got one person at your table, more people will be inclined to come over and start looking and talking about it. Getting the wrap on people, that's it. If you've use greens, then have some greens or wow samples. But the wrap is the only thing you really need to be there. Print out some pictures. Corporate approved only, y'all, right? So just, you know, get out there, put yourself out there. You have nothing to lose, a lot to gain. And this is the time of year to really focus on that and do that. So, you know, most important thing for tonight I wanted to talk about is setting the right goals. So like we said, we talked about, again, we're talking about when we get in funks and everything like that. And I think a big reason people get in funks is so they don't set the right goals. Or like I said, if your goal is only oriented on those certain things. You've got to set small and big goals. Think about it. When you make your goal only about this particular rank, when you don't reach that, of course you feel completely unaccomplished. Yeah.
I like to say, actually, when you set your goals just on rank, I can hear you.
You're a little quiet.
I personally got into my funks both times after reaching my diamond and double diamond rank because it wasn't what I expected it to be. And I'm kind of glad because it allowed me to refocus on why I am doing this business. But when I became diamond, I expected something different than it was.
So when I went diamond, I expected like people just to flock to me. I just expected like people to be knocking down my door and like
I don't
wanting to
really know
join.
what I expected, but I just expected something.
Yeah,
You know, like,
yeah,
oh,
I
diamond.
do. Yep.
You know, and then
I do.
double diamond. And it wasn't what I expected. So I kind of got like, all right, well, why am I doing this? Like the money, okay, the money was there. I was more excited when my team the next month all promoted because then I could watch them see the comments.
Yeah.
That was more exciting for me. And the you know, I think it was 11 months I was there. So at my 1 year watching them all get comments in their checks was great. But for me, it was really realizing like from here on out, I have to have different goals, like goals of that person reaching the rank, or this person doing this, and this person realizing they're a leader and realizing they're capable of doing this and breaking out of their shop, you know, their shell because they're doing live videos. And you can see the blood.
And when they don't die, you have like a big celebration.
You know, but that's exciting. Like I have a handful of people that are introverts that are doing live videos, and you can see their cheeks, you know, getting very blush, but they did it.
But they did it.
That's exciting.
And that goes right,
That rank is
it's not
going to satisfy you the way you think it should.
No.
And that's how I got into it. My funks was actually hitting diamond and double.
And then not dreaming past that, because I know that was your big dream too, was to go to double diamond. You have to reprogram your mind, but also too, I really like what you said about the fact of people that are introverts. And I've got social anxiety. People don't know that, and I've been dealing with it a lot lately. I have social anxiety, and people don't look at me and think that because I'm outgoing and I'm extroverted, but I do. So I do, and I get past it. And again, guys, you don't have to be the most outgoing person in the whole world to do this, but this is network marketing. You have to network. You have to get out. And again, you don't grow inside your comfort zone. So if going live or blitzing or doing events makes you nervous, then friggin' do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's what's going to make you grow. Staying comfortable and hiding, you know, in your little comfort zone is not going to help you grow. Or even same thing, if you're, you know, super pumped about blitzing, that's all you do, then you're limiting yourself by not sharing your journey on social media. It's the same thing. It all goes hand in hand together. But that's, like I said, it goes really back to the goal setting thing. Setting the right goals. You've got to set small and big goals so you can check off your small goals as you go along so you feel accomplished. If your only goal is to go double diamond or whatever, and then you don't dream past that, you get completely complacent. I didn't dream past triple diamond. That's why I've been complacent and haven't gone past that, is a matter of other factors, but also specifically because I didn't dream past it. I didn't have anything else on my dream board. You've got to constantly redream. And same thing with doing your steps to success. It's supposed to be, it's designed to be done every month, not the month you join and then you stop, you know, or your first 2 months. Well, that was a big one. Oh, that one.
You're falling behind us.
For those of you who are tuning in, you can't see a big old bug got zapped in the bug zapper. So, yeah.
Never boring.
When you go out like to the grocery store or shop, wherever you go, how many times do you look people in the eye?
I always make an eye
It's so
contact.
important.
It is because you know you most of them never look at one single person in the eye.
Unless you live in Minnesota and puts your head down when they walk past you, but that's another
But
story.
if you do that and smile, you've created an instant connection with somebody because it doesn't happen that often.
Right.
It really doesn't. I don't see people looking at me and smiling.
Yeah.
I do. I always try to make it a point to walk fast and make eye
But
contact
it's
and
amazing
smile.
what that will do.
Yeah.
You can almost feel the differences
They'll
being
actually
brought
talk
down
to you.
when you make that connection with somebody.
I'm
Absolutely.
shy. I've been shy my whole life.
Right.
Got out of it. Not
Because-
always, but
When you do, that's when the magic happens, right?
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I know that you've got magnets on your car and you're a walking billboard and things like that.
Hey, you should put your magnet in your car and sit in a parking lot.
Seriously.
Hobby, all these people are coming.
Those of you who have magnets, how many times have you walked outside and saw somebody like writing your information down? That's happened to me a couple times. It's
Or at a
friggin'
stoplight.
awesome.
They're like,
or stuff like, and they're like, hey, tell me about that. You know?
I get that with my shirt a lot. Like, oh,
Your shirt too, or what works. You get asked what works.
on my side, I pull my lift card out.
You also, so as important as the small goals are, you've got to have the big goals, or, you know, the ones that, you know, are your why. Your why should be your really big goal. It should make you emotional when you think about it. You've got to have both. You've got to have balance of both, because if you don't have a big picture of what you're going towards, you're kind of floundering. And I'm going to pick on Casey for a second, because look at Casey, top 150 income earner, presidential diamond. You know, she's got a lot of these 6 things that we would relate to as being successful. And sometimes she'll go through a funk and feel a little unfulfilled. And I finally said to her, I said, Casey, do you have a dream board? No. And I said, you're not dreaming. Of course you're feeling flip-floppy and funky right now, because you don't have a goal. You yourself don't have a goal to focus on. And she's like, you're right. And I was like, what do you have to work for? What pushes you every day to talk about your business? Of course, her love for the products and the team. And she's a big blue, so she likes to have a good time. And she's all about helping her team. And she's always going this way and that way to do a party with somebody and get a wrap on somebody. And she's posting. She's busy. But she did not have a goal. And I'm like, you got to have a goal. It doesn't matter what rank you're at or what you've accomplished or what success you have. You've got to have those goals. And I said, time to redream. Time to write down some small goals. I hope you don't mind me sharing this, because I just love you as an example. Okay. You know, it's true though. You've got to set those things. So, you know.
Amber says she loves your green tips. And at first, I thought she meant greenness in you to change your hair.
Me green, my green hair. It's not tips. I got like, hey.
Amber Wilson.
Thanks, Amber.
She said it's green.
It is green. My hair is green.
Oh, but no, I don't mind it all.
Okay, good. Well, I'm glad. So,
See, my why is my team, so when my team starts to fall
Right.
off, then I start to fall down.
exactly. That's why I said you've got to have a goal. You've got to have goals. You've got to have a dream board. Be honest. Who has a dream board? I have made like several. That's awesome. That's awesome. Those who don't, it sounds silly. On our old, and Betty knows this. I don't know if you were in when they did this. No, Kate, me and Casey and Betty were. When we got started, they sent this little piece of paper, or like a poster with top 3 dreams. Right, dream big. And had like diamonds on there, and you could write your goals. I'm like, this is the cheesiest thing. Fold it up, put it back in the box. I finally pulled it out after a couple months and wrote stuff on there, very safe goals. But then I put it on my wall where I could see it, and that was my first dream board. Then, you know, you got to have visual. I could talk about at the
You're
beginning
right,
of the
though,
training.
because the very beginning I was like, this thing is so cheesy. This
Oh, yeah.
Folded up piece of paper. But I filled it out, and I crossed out everything.
Right. I know you've accomplished all your stuff. That's what I mean. You, just like your
But it
stuff's
is
success.
gratifying.
Yeah.
You should do it.
You got to keep doing it. We should. That would be really fun.
At one point
Um,
on our dream board was, please make more rentals.
Who remembers the rap shortage of 2012? That was crazy. Oh, you weren't in? Oh, that was vicious.
We labeled ourselves pioneers.
Yeah, if we can get through a rap shortage, then you can get through anything.
More people
Okay?
signed up on my team during the rap shortage.
Yeah. It was, I mean, it
During
didn't
that
slow us
period
down.
of time then,
Kept
I
on
could be
going.
more
We all had
Yeah.
angry customers. Imagine that.
Yeah, it was. So
That's because we're so great.
here's another point for you guys. You know, again, you have to have things that you're working towards. But if you do have goals and you do have a dream board and it doesn't inspire you, then it's time to get new goals and it's time to redream. And I can't remember who it was I was talking to, somebody on my team. It might be somebody who's here. I think it was somebody else who's not here. Told me, I do have goals. I said, well, tell me your goals. And they're these really big, nice, good why goals. And I'm like, well, what else? It's okay to have a, you know, quote unquote selfish goal. Don't you, would you like a house cleaner? Would you like a manicure once in a while? Would you like to get a bug zapper? I don't know. You know, like, you know, like what, you know, like little goals like that, like little things, you know, I'm like, you need some, those are great goals. I won't, you know, poo-poo those goals. All they're great, but where's your little goals? So of course you're feeling, she was feeling in a funk, and that's why we were talking. And I said, of course you're feeling that way because you're not Those are big down the road, giant dreams. Where's your little dreams to get yourself there? Her dreams were not enough to motivate and inspire her. So of course she didn't want to work. You need to go.
Yeah, I have for my family, we did a family 2016. Oh, you don't.
They can't hear you.
They know who
They
I
told
am.
me they can't hear you.
He's not gonna hear me.
All right, just for that.
But we have several. We have one in Syria. Although I did just get my hair done. No roots today.
I'm teasing you.
But we have in our kitchen, or not kitchen, where our dining room table is on the wall, which isn't, the prettiest of artwork, but it's a family dream board that we did for this year. And so far, we, as a family, have been able to check off a handful. And for me, when my son was able to say to me when we were booking our last beach weekend, he's like, well, I guess we're going to be able to mark off staying at the beach more on our board. Like, it was there because they see it every single day. It's always in front of them, and it's something that we've done together. So I'm teaching my children,
Absolutely.
which is a larger why, because when I was me growing up, my family was always like, you can't do that. That's not for us. We're poor. We'll stay poor. Like that mindset.
How awesome. How awesome for those who have families, and doesn't have to be your own kids, just families in general. Like Colleen, one of her wives was to get her mom moved in with her, and she just accomplished that, which is freaking awesome. So, but involving your families and your in your wives and having your family dream boards.
When you can integrate this into your life, it's no more like I have to find balance. Like, it's just understandable. Like, I told my kids, I'm like, look, it's get bonus back. Like, I just lost my bonus last month. So I'm going 1 month without getting it. And I'm like, because I was content and I didn't cry about it, I was like, oh, well, I'm like, I'll get it back when I get it back. And then the next month, Mark announces, get your bonus back. So I told my kids, I was like, hey, Mom and Dad are going to be pretty focused. So we're not going to the beach at all this month.
Yeah.
We're focused on the business. So you can have these conversations with your family being like, this is what we're working towards, because it's a we thing. Like by you not being like, oh, can we go here? Can we go there? I'm able to focus a little more time on the business.
That's what I told my kids too when I was promoting.
Your life is so much
easier
than trying to find balance.
No, it totally is.
Because people are bored.
Well, not only that, but I mean, that's what's kind of cool being an entrepreneur and doing this and your own thing is that you set your schedule. You have control of the hours that you put into this or if you don't. You have control over picking up your phone or putting it down. You have control of, so I told people when you book wrap parties and you book one-on-one wrap appointments, you tell people, I'm available this day and this day. Exactly. You give them the choice, but it's up to you and your control. So again, working this like a business, more than just a hobby. But same thing when I was promoting the Triple and I knew it was going to be like crazy hectic. And my kids, I want to go to Disney. I want to go to Legoland. I'm like, you want to do this? Yeah. Well, then mommy needs to get the third diamond. You know what I mean? Like they understood that.
Yeah.
And they would, be excited to help you and know that you're busy and stuff like that. So absolutely including them is super, super important. The biggest thing I wanted to hit on tonight, the biggest reason that we get in funks is the very definition of insanity, which is we keep doing the same things over and over again, and we expect different results. So I'll use social media as an example because that's a really easy way to get yourself into the rut of doing the same thing over and over again. You're posting all the time. You're doing the same thing over and over again. And you're expecting a different result because you're not changing things up. You're not reaching out. You're not adding new friends. You're not being thoughtful and going to people's pages and commenting and liking and being a friend and being thoughtful. Or I've handed out 150 blitz cards and haven't gotten anything. It's not getting anywhere. Then sit and look at what you're doing. If it's not working, stop doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result every single time. If you're blitzing and it's not working, look at what you're doing. Are you getting people's information? Are you blitzing toilets and mirrors? Or like Betty said, are you smiling at people, making eye contact? Or bug zappers, making eye contact, smiling, making a connection, start a few seconds there in the checkout line, and then talking about it, and then you've made that person feel comfortable because you're genuinely interested in them. Then you give them a card, or they ask about your green hair, or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, then you give them the card, then you get their information. Then you take them on a journey on social media, or you call and follow up with them, whatever it is. If you're just...
It's also just being patient in gaining that relationship.
Oh my gosh,
because
yeah.
If you get someone on your Facebook and you puke down their throat, like, if I add someone and they immediately message me, hello, I'm like, block. Like,
yeah, and again, it's not, and you know how many people are doing that. It's not just, yeah, and it's not just at work people, it's everybody doing that, and people being unthoughtful. But again, if you are like, I don't understand. And I use this as an example because I see it all the time. I'm posting all the time and I'm not getting anywhere. Then what else are you doing? Change up. I had a party and nobody came. Okay, well, did you do them consistently? How did you reach out to people? Did you have more than one? Did you have 15 parties and nobody showed up? Guess what? That's your number ratio. Do 16, maybe 20 parties is your ratio to get the one party that's successful. But it's a matter of stop doing the same thing over and over again and thinking that it's going to be a different result. You know, if you've reached out to the same people off your hundreds list, if your hundreds list is like 20 people and you keep reaching out to the same 20 and you keep telling go meet new people. You know what I mean? That's why I said it's like we don't realize. And again, it's so easy to just get stuck in this like, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm supposed to do. And you keep doing it, and then nothing's happening. Well, again, you're going insane because you're doing the same thing over and over again. So I tell people all the time to take a step back and look in the mirror and see what it is that you're doing, what you can be doing differently, reevaluate, and stop doing the same thing and expecting different results. If you're constantly convincing people to join your business, or you feel like, you have to go after this particular down on their luck person and they're not doing anything, that was what I did. I kept getting people in who I just knew could benefit from this and I wanted it for them. And guess what? I had to convince those people to join. I had to convince those people to promote their products. I had to convince those people to do a party. I had to convince them to work their business. Stop going after those people and expecting to get the same, a different person out of it. So it's all encompassing when it comes to how you work your business. Try different things.
I'd like to say a little success story.
Yeah, of course.
I have one girl that has been she's wanted to join a team for a while now. She's allergic to me. She's wanted to join for a while now, and she doesn't have the money to join. So obviously, I offer the pre-selling, but she doesn't want to message anyone. So finally, after a while, I was like, "Well, maybe this isn't working. Like, if you're not willing to talk to people, you're not going to get any business. Like, you have to be willing to talk to people." And she's like, "I know, I told you it was hard for me." And I was like, "Look, it's just a matter of you believing in yourself." But me being real with that person and instead of trying to sell her,
right? Yep.
I was able to sign her cousin just last week, and this cousin is doing every single thing that's suggested, and she's just like on point. And I'm like, because I was real with that girl, she suggested me to someone who could afford it. And now she's being successful.
And let me just praise you for that.
I just want you to be real. Like,
yeah.
Maybe this isn't for
Tell
you.
that. That's what I'm saying. If you are like, people are telling you, and I've seen people like, how do I respond? It's like, hey, have you ever thought about joining a team? Oh, I don't know. You should. I only have like 5 friends. That's okay. I don't have the money. It's like, okay, move on. They're obviously, like if you've got somebody who is giving you all these excuses, because that's what they are. They don't have enough friends. They're completely introvert. I, live in my mom's basement. I don't have any friends. I don't like to talk to people. I don't like the sunshine. I don't know, but they're giving you like things like that. Like, I don't like to talk to people. I don't have a lot of friends. I don't care about health and wellness. Why do you want them on your team? You know what I mean? Like, and if you keep signing those kind of people up and they're not exploding your business, why do you think that is? You want people who, or like you said, maybe they not like she knew her cousin.
Right.
She knew her cousin who's like, yes, I can, this isn't for me and it's not for everybody and that's okay. We have to accept that this is not for everybody and that's okay. Or maybe it's not for them now, but maybe it will be in 2 years. Are you going to be here in 2 years when it's their time? Or are you going to have given up after the fact that you didn't make it on your timeline? Is what it comes down to. So
then, though, one of them jumps out of their comfort zone.
yeah, but I guarantee you they'll be watching you the whole time. But again, you can inspire them.
Your husband has been watching this entire time.
Who's watching the kids?
He said if it's not working, stop trying to do the same thing. He said, good point, babe.
Oh, thanks, babe.
He said, oh, Chad, bromance.
I love that. I'm glad you're watching. So I have 2 more quotes I wanted to share with you guys and have an ending exercise. Does everybody have paper? Does everybody have like paper for notes or whatnot? I'll have a couple of quotes and I'll go over it. I want to make sure if you don't, I've got paper here. So other quotes that I saw yesterday. One was from Jim Rohn, which I think we all really like him. Without a sense of urgency, desire loses its value. So again, it kind of comes out with working your business with a sense of urgency. I've always said work your business with a sense of urgency and not a sense of desperation. I'm sure you guys have heard me say that before, but you've got to keep that sense of urgency. Where does the urgency come from? Fire. Where does the fire come from? You know, desire, but it's got to have value. Absolutely has to have value. So when you, like I said, start off out the gate, excited, fire burning, things are going, you missed your bonus, you missed your rank, you missed this. Next thing you know, it's like everybody's canceling and people are quitting and then, you know, where's your sense of urgency? Did it have value? Do you have that? Do you have that sense of urgency? But does your sense of urgency have value behind it? So I thought that was an awesome quote I wanted to share with you guys. Another one by my favorite artist. What would your life be like if we had no courage to attempt anything? Sit and think on that one for a minute. That was a quote by Van Gogh. And I was just very like,
Attempt anything.
what would your life be like if we had no courage to... Is that what I sound like? Oh my God. Ah.
Sorry, I had on the line.
Oh no, it's okay. I have like the worst voice in the world. What would your life? Okay, what would your life be like if we had no courage to attempt anything? So think about that. Courage again is what takes you out of your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is where fear stays. So what would it be like if you went through your whole entire life without attempting anything? What if you just kind of go through life without ever, I mean, what are you going to learn? You know, so that really applies to this business. So be courageous and have, you know, value on your sense of urgency. And just do it, as they say. Just do it, you know.
I love that. I actually love that video.
Do it. No, oh no, not Blair. I love Blair. No, Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Really funny
I
video.
love it.
I do too.
Kids think I'm crazy.
So no, I think that's awesome, but it's true. We all just have to just do it. So who does not have paper? And for those of you watching, I want you to do this exercise too. So don't stop viewing. Okay, who does not have paper? Raise your hand. I've got paper for you.
Can I do on my notes?
No, you need to actually be able to physically write it out. That I do not. My pen died. Okay, raise your hand if you need paper. Oh, you got a pen?
We've got like 12.
Yes.
Paper? Okay, cool. We've got all this paper for nothing. So, okay. All right. Here's what I want you guys to do. You can take a minute to think about it. I want you to, like, you know, give yourself enough room. So maybe turn your paper like horizontal, like this. Maybe do it horizontal like this. And I'm too visual. I got to do it with y'all. I want you to make a circle on your paper. Or oval, for those of you who are going to be picky. Make a circle on the top of your paper like that.
Now you're saying on the top.
Oh, wait.
Well,
Oh, y'all.
You didn't specify.
I said, wait, let me give you a visual because I'm visual. Make a circle like that.
I think I need full instructions before I can move on.
I know.
I know.
I'm glad you guys are eager, but dang.
Obviously messed up.
Okay, so if you need paper, I've got paper, plenty of paper. So, okay.
On the backside.
Or on the back side, there you go. So I want you to write in that circle your big goal. What is your big goal? It can be a rank. It could be something, but I want you, because you guys need to have goals like that. Write down a big goal that you would like to achieve. Let's say something between the end of this year and maybe the first couple months of next year. Okay?
Hey, Sean.
Get there.
Everybody good? Okay. I want you to make 4 or 5 lines underneath it, like that.
4?
About 4 or 5 lines. Yeah, I would say.
How many?
At least 4.
What are they for? Yeah.
Okay, at least 4 lines.
Probably will be 5.
What you're gonna do under those little lines? What a mercy!
Halfway to the paper.
All right, whatever floats your boat.
Are we gonna have more lines?
Whatever you guys want. These little lines you need to write down underneath those little lines those little goals that you need to achieve this big goal. Okay? So let's just say, for argument's sake, if it is a rank, if it's a rank that you need to achieve, that's your big goal, write down the little goals that you need to achieve to get there. Okay? You're going to write down things like help more people. I need this many customers, this many parties, this many, whatever it is. Okay? And that's what you're going to focus on. This is kind of like your roadmap here. So I would like to say your steps to success is your roadmap, and your dream board is your destiny. Right? So this is kind of your dream board right here. So you're going to, whatever it is, you're going to use your steps to success to help you get there. And then if you would like to, like I said, it can be 4 or 5, doesn't matter how many, whatever little goals you guys need to reach yourself there. I also, underneath those little goals, I would like you, if it's something to do with a rank or something like that, put in some other little things down there that can be something like getting, I'm sure the guys really want to go out and get a manicure and pedicure, right? Get your mani-pedi on. But something like that you can be like, or a car wash or something like that you can check off as you go that will help you, make you feel accomplished as you make it to your big goal. Okay? Bless you. I know, right? Somebody's
Something's going on.
watching us. Yeah, oh. Does anybody have anything that they would like to add before I close it up? Because I'm done. Yeah.
I can't see you though.
Come into the light.
Must be spotlight.
You're in triple A.
Yes.
So how many friends have you lost?
How many friends have I lost?
Yeah.
I have fortunately really not lost friends over the business. I can sit here and say I haven't lost
So everyone
friends.
has support.
I mean,
Well,
I think some people probably
You
silently
have to
judge
hear
me.
what she says. I don't think you really lose friends.
I
No?
have not lost friends because I think a big part of that too is that how I've always worked my business was and this what works for me because of the person that I am was I very, very rarely reach out to somebody on my own. I had a ton of people when I got started reach out to me. I had a lot of people coming to me, and my personality is very honest and trustworthy, and that's just kind of what I put out there. So not to say that those of you who don't are big fat liars. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that like
It's also
I
the
had a-
person's perception of you.
yeah, absolutely. I have had some people who just aren't interested, or if I've had somebody who have really very, very. I mean, I could probably count on one hand the people that I have reached out to, like as far as the business goes, or products and like that, and said, hey, what do you think about this? Because I had so many people coming to me. But again, I've been doing it for so long. I'm also at the point where like they know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I've had a lot of people. Exactly. And so I've just, and again, that doesn't work for everybody. So that's just been my
I
approach.
feel like the only time you really lose friends are, friends that weren't there to begin with, but they can be itis because they're watching you do something a little bit out of the box and they're going to judge you for it. And eventually you either get tired of hearing it or they get tired of seeing you happy, doing well with something that's
I'm
less
sure I've
than what
had,
they're doing.
yeah, I'm sure I've had people probably unfriend me on Facebook.
But less than-
Lord have mercy, what's going on? We're in Claremont. But I have, if people have unfriended me, I've maybe had 1 or 2 that I was just like, oh, I wonder how so-and-so is, and I can't find them. I'm like, oh, I guess they unfriended me. Oh, well, then they weren't really a friend to begin with. So it's not anybody of so much importance to me that I've lost a friendship over it. So I can honestly.
Cynthia, is that why you asked? We won't lose friendship.
No, I can just tell when some. I mean, I've read in Pila where some people have lost, or if they weren't friends from the beginning,
Right.
Where they
That's the biggest thing. What do you consider a friend? Is it somebody who you are friends
That was
with?
the point that I was trying to get to.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
are really friends,
you don't really
You
lose
lose
friends.
fans, maybe?
You can
Or-
lose fans. Yeah, I can understand that. Or people, why would, here's the thing with just network marketing in general too, is that, you know, people should be supportive, obviously, because you found something that you're excited about, you really are passionate about it, and you want to share that. Just like if people have said, if you go out to an awesome restaurant, or you see me, if y'all follow me on social media, if I make an awesome dish, I'm going to post it on Facebook because I want to share with you. I love food, and I made this awesome, I'll share it with you guys. It's the same thing with network marketing, and I don't think that that's what people understand, is that when they start something and they reach out because they're excited, it's not because they're trying to sell you something, it's because they're excited. But people don't see it coming across that way, because a lot of times if you send them a 3-paragraph thing, it does look like you're being generic. That's why I'm not a fan of copy and paste. I'm a fan of being thoughtful and specific and personal in every single message. Yeah, it's more time consuming, but that's probably also why I've not lost a lot of friends. That's why I haven't run into that issue of being accused of that or anything like that. You know, I've had a couple friends who have tried it and not really liked it so much as I did. And Michael, thanks for giving it a try. I've had 2 I can think of off the top of my head that bought wraps, and I've never talked to them again. They didn't unfriend me. They just will not return my messages. These are people I went to high school with. And I've commented a couple times on their stuff, and they've replied back. But as far as my messages go, I'm like, I just want to know if you got the wraps. Did you like them? Did you hate them? I just want to know. And they will not return my messages. But I'm like, keep on swimming, you know? So if you lose somebody over it, then shame on them for not being supportive. I know people who will never join me on this business, and that's okay. I have had somebody who I thought would never in a million years join this business, who did, you know? So it's just a matter of just continuing to be excited for the right reasons, you know, promote your business for the right reasons, and don't be a salesperson. Don't be salesy. Don't be unthoughtful. Don't be generic and copy and paste. Be yourself. People can see right through that. If you are a generic copy paste, whatever, then they'll expect that from you. They wouldn't expect that from me. I have another friend who had joined the business not with me and ended up not having success with it. And I said, because from the gate, you were generic copy paste, and I would just go, oh, I would cringe when I would see their posts, because I'm like, I hadn't known them for a long time. But I did know of them. They're very real, all right, this is what's up, straight shooter, you know, and it was just like, you could see right through it. You could see right through it. And I'm just like, no wonder people are not responding, because you're not being you, you know? So I think as long as you're true to yourself, and you can go to sleep at night knowing that the things that you said and the things that you did are true and honest and good and came from right here. And if people unfriend you, then we said, then yeah, peace. Bye Felicia, you know, hashtag bye Felicia, you know? So does that help? I hope that helps. Okay.
I think people expect, because of the past experiences with network marketing, they expect you to be hitting them up to become a distributor, right off the bat.
Well, I did. That's why I told Casey,
we are one of the only companies that I know of that I've been part of 5 different ones, that you can become a loyal customer and get my price.
Right.
You have to let people know that.
That's
I
what.
said, I don't want you in my business. Just wondering if you want to try my products, because you can get them at the same price I get them. She was like, oh, really?
They don't know
that. People don't know that, because
I think
companies don't do that. You have to join the company.
They're like, why?
Oh, yeah. But that's good. I say, what's the best option for you? Well, I'm like, well, that's always an option. But because I've had people say that to me too. Like, they're familiar with other network marketing companies, and they'll say, oh, do I have to sign up as a distributor, you know, to order? I'm like, well, no, not unless you want to. You can be like me. I start off as a customer because
you want to try my products at my price.
That's what Casey did.
Join my business.
That's what Casey did with me. It was just like, here's your options, and I was like, that's only $59 for wraps. I can totally afford that. Of course, because my experience again with network marketing was recruit, and everybody's a distributor, and you know,
They don't give discounts to.
They don't. You're absolutely right. So,
they give,
yep.
You have to become a distributor to get
the
part of
discount.
those companies, and so you're constantly trying to recruit for the business.
Mm-hmm.
We need to recruit loyal customers, because guess what? Half of them become distributors.
They do.
Because they fall in love with the product.
They do.
They're going to try it first.
Yeah. So, anybody else have questions?
I don't have a question, but I just want to say I went out of my comfort zone today.
Yay!
On your page, I'm going to the dentist today with my daughter.
You did? I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Going to the the dentist this morning with my daughter, and I'm like, I so want to.
Oh my God, I did see it, and I forgot. I started to comment, and I totally forgot. I'm such an idiot. How did it go? Because I've wrapped my dentist twice.
Yes,
So-
it went good. I didn't wrap today, but we go back on Tuesday. I'm wrapping 3 girls and have 2 possible DCs.
Woo! Oh my gosh! How easy would it have been for you to walk in there and walk out with your head down? And like, high five to you for wearing my shirt. Wearing our shirt. It was meant to be. Oh my gosh! Like seriously. Hey! You did make it! I was just, so the friend that I was telling you guys about that I put on my shelf as far as that would never join me in the business, this is her. I had just put Kristen in that box that never joined me in the business, and then she surprised me and joined me.
I had another meeting.
Oh, good. So come see her. Sit down. So yeah, she had another meeting that she had to go to. So we've covered everything, Kristen, but we've just wrapped up. But we're talking about questions. So if there's anything that you want to like share, bring to the table, let us know. That's flipping awesome, though. I am so excited about that. So, and when you do that, when you wrap them and everything, see if you can get pictures of them wrapped and like post that on social media, because that's what I did. I'm just like, it's so fun for people to see that, and you
One
know.
of them was going to do it today, but they're going to see one of the dentists. So.
Okay, but again, it's as simple as just you're just sharing your excitement
She's
and.
going to go have surgery on Tuesday, so
Oh my
for a
gosh!
while.
Wow! Okay, good. I'm so flipping excited for you. That is awesome. So awesome.
I was flipping out last night, so.
I bet. Oh my gosh! Yay! I'm so proud of you. Does anybody else have any? I'm gonna shut off the live recording. Is there any?
I know there's questions.
Anybody tuning in? If you want to message Casey, if you have questions that you would like answered, then please feel free to. She's answering. Are you Zooming or what are you doing, Case?
I'm live.
Oh my gosh! Okay, she's live on the team page. But if you're not on the team page, you can send messages or to me. I'll keep my phone right here.
Guys.
We're gonna do the Jeffrey.
I know. I was like, start coming.
I would like to say thank you to Nina for always fitting us in, even though she always has a packed schedule when she comes down.
Thank you.
Yeah, seriously, how far did you drive?
Oh well, for those of you, I'm specifically here because my dad is losing his battle with cancer. But I figured since I'm going to be here for a week, and the last time I came down here for a week and ended up staying for 6 because it was just so like I couldn't leave. And I'm just going to be real transparent. I went into some form of depression. And I've had a really hard time getting myself out of it. And the best thing to do in that, I went back to taking my supplements. I know that sounds like, but it's true. Because I don't agree with putting a Band-Aid on symptoms. I'm like, I know why I'm depressed. And I'm eating my feelings, don't feel good, but I got back on my routine of supplements and I threw in some Confianza when I felt like I needed it, and I feel so much better. I also know that, since we're specifically talking about funks and stuff like that, the worst thing I can do right now while going through this is to not focus on what I love. You know, I can't control when it's time for my dad to leave, but I can control the time that I spend with him, what I do with my time in the meantime, and what I do to make myself feel good, which is surrounding myself with you guys, pouring into y'all makes me feel good. And there's times, in days where, like when I was here for the 6 weeks towards the end, I just didn't have it in me, and that's okay too, because we're human. We couldn't do it. What matters is that you do find a way to get past that, whether it's through exercise or supplements or, reading good self-development. Surrounding yourself with the things that make you feel good is super important to do to get yourselves through that. So, you really have to, your why and stuff like that has to be bigger than everything. It has to be bigger than anything. And that's why I said, when life starts throwing things at you and you're going through funks, it just makes everything fall apart. So making sure that you just, like I said, get back to the basics, get back to wrapping people. I had a message from somebody that I wrapped. I just didn't return the call. I just was like, I just don't want to work my business. And I'm like, I friggin' have to. I have to do this. I have to wrap people. I have to do the commitments that I've made with events. I have got to do a team training if I'm here, because I had stuff I wanted to talk about. So, sometimes inspiration can come from dark times, and that's where all this stuff came from. Forcing myself to listen to, inspirational things. And I started following Joel,
You know, instead of
Osteen.
instead
I
of
start
saying
following him and
that you're
his
forcing yourself. You legitimately made.
I made the choice. Absolutely, I did make the choice because I chose. I posted a meme yesterday, if you guys saw it, it said that, you know, it was about the fact that we have a choice to be happy. Happiness is a choice. I have a choice. I can sit back and be depressed and upset and sit and think all day the inevitable, or I can choose to get up and just do with what I can't have and what I can and what I need to do. And it's just a matter of making that choice. And it's not easy. It's not easy. Right. And there's going to be hard days because we're human and days where you just don't have it and you can't. But I knew what I needed to do. I knew what I was depressed over. I knew it was upsetting me, and I knew what I needed to do. And that's why I said I started following Joel Osteen. And I mean, I was sharing some with you and Colleen and Casey. And because it was speaking to me, and I knew that they were going through stuff, and I knew it would speak to them too. And I just started, again, finding things to make myself feel better and get myself out of the funk. I don't want to be in a funk. I don't think we all ever want to be quitters, and we don't want to feel good, and we don't want to not love this business. So getting back to the things that make you love it and feel good and whatnot is what you need to do. You know, because life and death is just a part of life, period. And it's going to happen constantly.
When you get up on that stage and you're speaking amongst thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people, what is the difference between you and the people that aren't doing well? Is that you just failed more times and got back up.
Absolutely.
That's all it is. There's nothing different. There's nothing special about myself besides my team, honestly, to be where I'm at right now. I mean, really. And I don't mean that like, oh, woe is me. I'm nothing special about me. Sorry.
I know whose phone that is.
There's a school behind here. I'm like, sorry. So, you know, anyways, I get so distracted easily. But we're going to get up there, and we're just going to say that the only difference between you and I and why we're up on stage, and Joel has said this before, that they've just failed more times and didn't quit. There are a couple of questions on here.
Oh, okay.
So just know that no matter what, right, guys, whatever you're feeling, whatever you're going through, we go through the exact same things. The only difference is we keep going versus quitting.
Yep.
Elise, well, how do I stay motivated? This one. That was
okay, we'll tackle that.
Okay.
Because maybe you didn't watch Elise. We talked about at the beginning, how do you stay motivated? And we talked about the fact that motivation comes from within. So you need to stay motivated with your why and your goals. If you're not motivated, it's because you're not dreaming right. And you don't have good enough goals.
What's your best tip for launch parties? Because we're having one this weekend.
Hold on. Gosh, I was still talking about motivating.
No, sorry, I'm sorry,
I'm not passing out. I'm sorry. That was my 30-second, solution there. So anyway, Elise, you need to be dreaming bigger, and you need to be accomplishing goals. If you're not accomplishing goals, you're not going to stay motivated, and if you're not dreaming big, you're not going to stay motivated. So who was that?
What's your best tip for launch?
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Who asked the first one?
Your husband.
Oh, Dave. Oh, you're so sweet. Okay, what did Elise ask about the launch party?
What's your best tip for launch parties?
My best tip for launch parties is to have them.
They're having one this weekend.
Seriously, the launch party sets off the tone for somebody's business.
Keep it simple, follow the party pad.
Keep it simple, follow the party pad. The first thing you need to do when you get there is get the wrap on people. They are there to try a wrap. Get the wrap on people. Let them know. It's $25 if they want to wrap. If they want to come and listen, that's fine too. But your goal is to try to get the wrap on people. Do that when they first get there, and don't start answering a ton of questions. That's what your 45 minutes while they're wearing the wrap is for. If one person shows up, your job is to get the wrap on that person. It doesn't matter if it's 1 or 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 or nobody. If it's nobody, then you turn it into a team training and you make the most of it. But absolutely, oh, there's a helicopter going over us again. What is it? Oh. Sorry. Make sure you guys can hear me. So absolutely keep it simple. You don't need to know every single product, every single ingredient. Just ask questions, get the wrap on them. And when you end the party, show them their results, take before and after pictures, and ask them what their choice is. Do they want to become a customer and save money, or do they want to become a distributor and save and earn money?
How do you explain to someone when you wrap them, they won't always see results right away?
don't set them up for failure. You know, I think that that's why corporate will not approve certain before and afters that are so dramatic, because they don't want people to get the wrong thing. So definitely lead into it with 1 wrap as a treat, 4 as a treatment. While somebody is wrapped, I use those 45 minutes to explain to them that they're doing 1/4 of a treatment. I've always compared wraps to teeth whitening strips, that you don't buy a box and of teeth whitening strips and do one and throw away the box because your teeth didn't get bleached. It's the same thing with wraps. I show them pictures of the results from 1 wrap, 4 wraps, 12 wraps, 16 wraps, but also too, know what their goals are. If their goals are weight loss, do not go into them telling them that 1 wrap is going to make them lose weight, because that's not fair. You're setting them up for failure. So again, going back to being a consultant and let people know what the wraps do. They tighten, tone, and firm. The wrap always works. The wrap is always going to tighten and tone and firm your skin. Whether you see dramatic or results or not is up to how your body reacts to it. But the wrap always works.
Perfect. I'm a new distributor, but I'm overweight because I have also just started my weight loss journey with the product.
Yay.
How can I talk to people without them judging me and not taking me seriously because I don't have the perfect body they expect to see?
Don't set yourself up for failure. Don't go into this business thinking that everybody is a one size fits all, because it's not. There are top income earners in this company, presidentials and ambassadors, who are not what you would consider there's some that are super, super thin and some that are not. The top income earners of the company are all different shapes and sizes. So I tell people all the time, I'm like, just get to a corporate event and you will see all the people. It's confidence. It's not your body type. It's absolute confidence. If you believe in yourself and you believe in the products, people buy you and why you do something, not what you're doing. So don't sit and think people aren't going to take me seriously because I'm not, super skinny. You can relate to people who are on a weight loss journey. Yeah. Just as like I can relate to people who are suffering with mommy belly, I could relate to that. You can relate to people who are on a weight loss journey. I'm on a weight loss journey. Join me, because they're buying why you do, not what you're doing. And we're all a work in progress. Absolutely.
You might feel more uncomfortable going to someone who's completely fit.
I absolutely.
As opposed to someone who's doing it with.
I have somebody who is no longer in the business with me, but she had somebody tell. She was a much larger girl, and she had somebody tell her, "I'm much more comfortable with you than I would have been, somebody else."
Oh, I just had that happen.
But also too,
works, and why aren't you skinny?
Yeah, I know.
And I
have progress and
say. I can tell you all day what to say, and then I have it in there, I'm speechless.
A big thing too, I wanted to hit on really quick, is do not set yourself up for failure. Law of attraction is a real thing. Whether you believe in it or not, it exists. And this same person that's not with the company anymore breaks my heart, because they were so concerned and so honed in on somebody calling them out that somebody did end up calling them out. And I'm like, you attracted that to yourself. You kept if you keep telling yourself, nobody's going to take me seriously, nobody's going to take me seriously, somebody's going to call me fat, somebody's going to call me fat. You're telling the universe, bring them this way. Yeah, right, exactly. So don't set yourself up for failure, and just remember that you are a work in progress, and you're an inspiration to those who are on a weight loss journey.
I'm definitely overweight, and I've never ever had anybody question me when I blitzed them, because I was excited.
Yeah, and you're confident. You're excited and confident.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They never questioned anything.
Of course they're not.
Never looked at me funny, never gave me a rude comment, nothing.
And because we're sharing what we love and what we're excited about, which is health and wellness, if you're walking around trying to sell a wrap to somebody to get them skinny, then yeah, you might be able to judge.
Unfortunately, people that are going to say that are people that are very unhappy with themselves.
Oh yeah.
So
there are few out there. They're out there. They're just few and far in between.
Walking around, someone that's unhappy with their life is still going to say something negative to that person. Well, of course,
I've actually even had the opposite. I've had somebody who was extremely thin. A couple of people say, "You've used too many," or "Why are you selling us? You don't need them," stuff like that. So everybody is going to encounter something.
It is about a healthy lifestyle, not getting sick thin.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Just tell them I'm on a health and wellness journey. Do you want to join me? Keep it at that.
Health comes in all shapes and sizes.
That's right. So, any other questions? They're coming in, Casey.
I think that Megan said they caught you all with pop cars. Okay, one more says, if you can bear with me here.
Sure.
When you have multiple potential distributors, but none are ready to pull the trigger, mostly because they don't have the money, but then they go get car tattoos, blah blah blah. What do you do to create an urgency, and at what point do you put them on the not right now list?
You just keep them on your not right now list, and you keep building your business and taking them on a journey by inspiring them of what they could be doing. Because here's the thing, if people want this, they will find the $99. I borrowed it from my mother-in-law. You do not have to, you're not in the chasing business, as we call it, chasing glitter. You're not here to chase glitter. There are people out there who are willing to not pay an electricity bill, to borrow, beg, borrow, don't steal, as I say, money from other people to get started. If they really want this, they will find a way. If they don't, they'll find an excuse, and they're finding excuses. So keep them on your list. They're people that you can follow up with when there's like business builder BOGOs. Don't completely write them off. But again,
even the BOGO right now,
but yeah, any kind of BOGO, even with BOGO customers right now, you know, follow up with them with the BOGOs, but do not, again, it goes back to the definition of insanity. Don't put all your eggs in that basket and keep reaching out to them expecting a different result. If it's not for them, that's okay. Don't give up on them. But in the meantime, go out and build your business and work off your hundreds list and steps to success, and find new people who aren't going to give you excuses.
I think that's it on my end. Anyone else have anything?
I don't have anything else. I think we're good.
Please, good.
All right, y'all. Well, I appreciate every single one of you guys coming out here and investing in yourselves. Those who show up, go up, right?
That's right.
So, and those who turned in, we thank you. And I'm going to log this off. Love you guys, and we'll see you at the top.